Namaha. My humble pronounce at the lotus feet of Amma. Let me start by wishing you all a happy Guru Purnima. As Amma says, when disciple awakens, Guru manifests. Whenever we are ready to obey the Lord and we approach Him with the attitude of a disciple, with humility, devotion and Shraddha, the God within us will assume the role of a Guru and lead us holding our hand. On this auspicious day, we should all introspect our life and pay our gratitude towards all those people who have played the role of Guru in our life. So, let us all celebrate Guru Purnima by paying deep gratitude and devotion to all our Guru for their guidances. Now, let me invite Harinandana for the prayer.
तेजोमयीं नैष्टिकीं स्निग्धापाङ्गविलोकिनीं भगवतीं मन्दस्मितश्रीमुखी वात्सल्यामृतवर्षिणीं सुमधुरं संकीर्तनालापिनी श्यामाङ्गीं मधुसिक्तसूक्तम् अमृतानन्दात्मिका ईश्वरी ॐ अमृतेश्वर्यै नमः ॐ अमृतेश्वर्यै
Now, I would like to invite Aishwarya ma'am for the welcome speech. She works as a faculty associate at Amrita Darshanam, an international center for spiritual studies, Amritapuri campus. She started off her career as a software engineer. She is passionate about Indian culture, which drove her away from the IT job and shifted her focus in all its entirety to pursue a career exploring, learning and teaching courses related to the vivid culture of land. Welcome, ma'am.
Om Namah Shivaya. I consider it as my privilege to welcome Sambhujya Swami Purnamritanandapuri, senior disciple of our beloved Amma Sadguru Mata Amritanandamai Devi. Swami Purnamritanandapuri is the General Secretary of Mata Amritanandamai Mutt. For the past 40 years, Swamiji is relentlessly engaged in the spiritual and noble activities of the Mutt that Amma has envisioned. Swamiji met Amma when he was an engineering student. After that, he did his research work at the prestigious Raman Research Institute in Bengaluru. Later, he resigned the job and joined the ashram. Amma's intense love for humanity, her true vision for world peace, her avowed compassion for the needy, and above all, the profound spirituality that she encompasses moved Swamiji so deeply that he became a devout disciple of Amma. His humility, tolerance, and genuine love for humanity is highly worthy of emulation. Swamiji travels all over the world and conducts satsangs, bhajans, meditation, and spiritual training camps with an aim to bring about the spiritual upliftment of not just an individual but the society as a whole. Swamiji's presence here today is indeed a great blessing for all of us. I humbly request Swamiji to enlighten us with his noble thoughts. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Amadeshwariyai Namaha. My humble salutations to all my divine sisters and brothers. My Guru Purnima wishes to all of you. India is a country which gives great importance to teachers. Our culture regards the teacher-student bond as a pure and holy relationship. Why? Because actually it is a version of the master-disciple relationship of ancient India, the Guru-Shishya relationship. What is so special about the Guru Shishya bond? Who can be a Guru? Today is a very appropriate day to discuss the concept of Guru. Everybody wants to become a Guru. Everyone loves to teach others. Nobody is ready to listen. Nobody is ready to learn. Once a seeker went to a Guru and requested to accept him as a disciple. Then the Guru said, "Son, it is not as easy as you think. Ashram life is very difficult. You go and discuss with the ashram residents and come back." The senior disciples gave him more explanations. You have to wake up before the Guru gets up. You have to clean the ashram yard. You have to collect firewood for cooking. You can eat only after the Guru eats his meal. You have to help everyone who stays here. You can sleep only after the Guru sleep. You have to follow the ashram routine. After hearing this, the seeker came back to the Guru. "Are you ready?" the Guru asked. The seeker said, "No, it's really hard for me to follow all these rules, but I am ready to become the Guru." Real disciples are not available. Sadgurus are also very, very rare to find. People think they know everything and they try to teach their partial knowledge to others. It is like the story of blind people who gave explanations about the elephant after touching certain parts of its body. We think that we are intelligent. Intellectual knowledge has got certain limitations. Partial knowledge can also become dangerous. Science has developed a lot. It contributes a lot to the welfare of humanity. But human suffering is increasing. External development alone is not enough. Technology cannot solve all human problems. We need inner purity to use our knowledge properly. That's why Albert Einstein said, "Science can denature the plutonium atom, but it cannot remove the evil from human mind." Only a master or guru can transform human personality. Nowadays, people criticize gurus calling the God men. That address itself is wrong. Actually, according to Sanatana Dharma, everything is God. Divine energy, the Chaitanyam pulsating in everything. Huge amount of energy can be produced from a small amount of matter. Einstein's mass energy equation, E is equal to mc square, shows that the complete conversion of 1 gram of matter, like the size of one paper clip, would produce as much energy as the burning of 15,000 barrels of oil. That much heat and light and energy could be produced from a paper clip. Can you believe it? Unimaginable amount of energy is there within us. We can call it divine energy or Chaitanyam dormant in us. To become really successful in our life, we have to activate this cosmic power. We need the help of a spiritual master to activate it. In ancient time, there was Gurukula system of education. Everyone should go to the Gurukula, which was located near the forest areas. They lived with nature. They could learn many lessons from nature. Everything in nature became their guru. Teaching methods of the teachers was totally different. They were trained in the midst of difficulties to develop their special skills. When life is very easy, we become lazy. when there are difficulties, we try to use our skills to overcome them. Once people saw one lazy person running very fast like an Olympic athlete. People wondered, how could he run so fast? Immediately they found the answer. A tiger also was running behind him. We need someone to inspire us to activate our special skills. Guru is the person who can inspire us through his words and actions. It is not a teaching that we get from the classroom. It is a training program to make our life extremely beautiful while living in this body and also after leaving this body. There could be so many people to disappoint us, but Guru is the only person who can inspire us continuously. He is the perfect example. From that inspiration, the disciple gets self-confidence to face the challenges of life. Lord Krishna imparted that kind of confidence in the mind of Arjuna during the Mahabharata war. In the Mahabharata war, Arjuna also loses his confidence and collapses. Then Krishna revealed the secret of this creation through Bhagavad Gita. Once it so happened that a student fainted in the exam hall and the professor sprinkled water on his face and asked him what had happened. The student said, "Sir, I have studied everything, but now I don't remember anything." Many students talk about this problem. The moment they go inside the exam hall, they forget, and after come out, they remember everything. That's because of lack of confidence. The professor whispered some secrets in his ears. Immediately the student got courage and started writing the exam. He got the first rank. What was the secret told by the professor to the student? The same secret told by Krishna to Arjuna. Do you want to know that secret? The professor said, "My boy, don't worry. I know that you are intelligent and a very hardworking student. I am the person who is going to evaluate your purpose. You just write something. I will give you full marks." And immediately the boy got the required self-confidence and wrote the exam. He could answer very well. So he won the first rank without being given any special consideration in the valuation. Krishna reveals the same secret to Arjuna during the Mahabharata war. We can create warfield anywhere. When our mind becomes agitated, every place becomes like a warfield. If you quieten your mind, even enemies can become friends. This warfield of life becomes enjoyable like a playground. Kurukshetra represents the field of action. House, office, exam halls, anywhere. Bhagavan Krishna told Arjuna, "My dear Arjuna, you just throw an arrow. I will do the rest. My Sudarshana Chakra, the magic spinning wheel, is enough to destroy the entire Kaurava army within seconds. I can do it, but I want you to get the credit." That's what Guru does, giving constant inspiration to raise the disciple to take the supreme state of perfection. We may have to go through so many difficult situations to develop our skills. To become a strong personality, we have to go through special kinds of training. A training program to transform our personality. But if there is love, you will be able to enjoy every experience of life. Even difficulties become blissful experiences. In the Gurukula, the first lesson given by the master was Matru Devo Bhava. Child, consider your mom as God, which means try to see goodness in your mom. If you cannot see goodness in your own mother, you will never be able to see any goodness in others. We have experienced the love of God through our mother. So it is not difficult for the child to imagine the mother as God. Pitrudevo Bhava, that was the second lesson. Try to see father as God or try to see goodness in your father. Acharya Devo Bhava, try to see goodness in your teachers. Gradually try to see goodness in each and every object of this world. This nature has got a mysterious power. It changes according to our imagination. Gradually, we can feel the flow of blessings of God from everywhere. Then we will be able to experience the invisible help of God in each and every situations of life. Life become effortless and successful. Amma says, God is not a person, but a position. The prime minister or a president of a country is not a person, but a position. Anyone can become the prime minister or president, but you need the voice of the people. Like that, anyone can reach that supreme state of perfection, but we need the grace of each and every objects of this world. We should be ready to bow down even in front of an ant. For that, we need to develop divine qualities like love, compassion, patience, sacrifice, humility, etc. Today is Guru Purnima. You can translate it into English as Master's Day. Master means not just a teacher, it means spiritual master. What is the difference between teachers and masters? Teachers can transfer only information, and masters can create great transformations. The word Guru has two parts, Gu and Ru. Gu means darkness, the darkness of ignorance. Ru means remover, the light that removes the darkness of ignorance. What is the ignorance referred to here? The ignorance of our true nature, the ignorance of the nature of the world, the ignorance of the nature of the relationship between us and the world. We can remove this ignorance totally, which is the only light that can remove this darkness. Only the omniscient God can dispel the night of ignorance with the light of ultimate knowledge. If so, who is Guru? God itself. Guru is God in human form. Generally speaking, we can say that there are three kinds of teachers. Ordinary teachers. They know a lot about certain specific subjects. They don't have complete knowledge of it, but they are competent enough to teach it. Second, acharyas. Another kind of teachers can be called acharyas. Acharyas are perfect teachers. They are experts in their fields. They know everything about their subjects, and they are also strong enough to practice. It is not theoretical knowledge alone, it is practical also. Teachers have more theoretical knowledge. They may not be able to practice all that they know, but acharyas can also practice what they teach in their own life. But the Sadguru is above all this. The Guru is all knowing. The Guru is one with the essence of creation. The essence of creation is called Sat in Sanskrit. The Guru is one with Sat. So the Guru is Sadguru. Such a Sadguru can be called Master in English. The Guru Purnima is a day dedicated to all such spiritual masters who have appeared on earth. Actually, it is the birthday of the world's first Guru, Vedavyasa. So it is also called Vyasa Purnima. Purnima means full moon. The moon has a lot of significance in the spiritual tradition. We know that the sun is the source of light in our world. That's why we compare the light of knowledge to sunlight. Sunlight illumines everything in our solar system. But we use the moon as a symbol for Guru. Why? The sun is very bright. It is so radiant that we cannot look at it with our naked eyes. But the moon reflects. Moonlight is actually sunlight itself. But the moon makes it softer and cooler. So we can look at the moon, bathe in its soothing light, and enjoy its beauty at night. That's what Guru also does. God cannot be seen. God cannot be experienced with our senses. But Guru is visible God. Guru reflects all God's qualifications. But it is possible for us to interact with it. We can enjoy bliss and peace in the Guru's physical presence. The Guru teaches us, instructs us, guides us, trains us. So by practicing the Guru's instruction, we also can awaken the divine qualities. Actually, we are all God, but we don't have that awareness now. Amma says, huge tree is potent in a small seed. The seed should bow down to earth to develop as a tree. Divinity is there within us. When we have the attitude of self-surrender, the divinity starts sprouting up. The Guru awakens this consciousness in us gradually. And ultimately, we awaken to the realization that we are actually one with the Guru also. Because there is only one God. And the Guru is a manifestation of God. It is our own inner self, the God within us. Only when this inner Guru awakens, our journey of life becomes complete. This is the importance of Guru. The ultimate purpose of human life is finding perfection. Our life is a journey towards that perfection. It's a spiritual journey. Only the Guru can make us awaken into perfection. That's why the Guru is of utmost importance in spiritual life. We are living with a Guru now, our dear Amma. So let us offer our special worship to all the Gurus who have appeared here earlier and to our dear Amma. On this auspicious day, let us be able to offer ourselves completely at the feet of Amma. Om Namah Shivaya.
Swamiji, for enlightening us with your mesmerizing words. Now, I would like to call upon Tushara ma'am for the thank you note. She serves as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science, Amritapuri campus. She has been working in Amrita since 2008 and has been an active member of Ayuth since 2002 during her studies in Amrita. Welcome, ma'am.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. Modesty yields service. Service to the Guru yields knowledge. Knowledge yields detachment, and detachment yields salvation. On this auspicious day of Guru Purnima, we had this wonderful session on the day of Masters, Guru Purnima day. Let me start by thanking Amma by bowing down to her lotus feet for giving us this opportunity to have this session. I thank Sampujya Swamiji Purnamritananda Puri for giving us this wonderful talk on the Guru-Shishya relations. As Swamiji told, we are among the blessed ones to have met Amma and to get enrolled in the training program of Amma to transform our human birth to the perfection. I pray that all of us get Shraddha, Bhakti towards our Guru so that we reach the ultimate goal of human birth. Also, I thank the entire coordination team of Ayuth Amritapuri for organizing this session. Thanks to all online listeners. Namah Shivaya.
ॐ लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम्